Hey, Mark Rodriguez here. You're watching or listening to America's number one cure for insomnia, the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast. And with me are
William White, aka Ninja Panda, 1980.
Wendy McBride, also known as Ninja Jupi or Jupi-chan.
And Johnny Rodriguez.
Yep, and today we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We're mostly going to be talking about Flair's last match, which is its own separate pay-per-view, which all of us are wondering why this even took place, but you know. But before we get into that, let's get into some news with WWE and AEW. One of the things about WWE is, of course, now with Triple H taking charge and Vince McMahon's absence and whatever, people are saying that things have gotten better now. Bailey came back with Dakota Kai and Io Shirai, who's now named like Low Sky or some crap like that. I don't know. That part kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. I'm kind of like, oh, you guys are still doing the name changes. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Apparently, there's rumors that Sasha Banks and Naomi are coming back. And they've been saying they've always been, good with Triple H. They don't have any problems with him or anything. I don't know. Have they announced yet the official date? There's supposed to be some kind of thing like, oh, the official date and when they're coming back or something like that.
No official date's been announced. They're still in talks over the contracts, if anything. Mm-hmm. So I guess they're probably going to keep it a big surprise until like maybe WrestleMania or something like that, just to kind of, put everybody in shock.
Yeah. And let me see here. So now for AEW, there's been a lot of like, I guess, talent promotional shifts in the background, stuff that we probably won't see too much behind the scenes. But Sanjay Dutt is going to be the new vice president of production and creative coordination for AEW. QT Marshall is the vice president of show and creative coordination. Pat Buck is the vice president of talent development. Tony Schiavone is the senior producer and special advisor to the talent. And Christopher Daniels is still I believe he's still the manager of talent relations. I'm surprised that didn't change given the recent stuff with Gresham and all that. And of course, the big thing, even like by the time you guys are watching and listening to this on Friday, Madison Rayne, who's been around a while from all different wrestling companies and stuff. She's been last known, I believe, in Impact Wrestling. And we've seen her before on Rise Women's Wrestling and stuff like that. She is now going to be the AEW coach for the women's division. And we'll see what she does. It's kind of weird. She's making her debut on Friday, but they're making it sound like actual in-ring competition, which I don't know because that's not supposed to be whatever. But we'll see what happens. Apparently, people really love this big match they had, which was Tony Storm. Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And a lot of people were like, oh, my God, yeah, this is awesome. Oh, my God. Oh, I see the difference already and all that kind of stuff. But, I've also heard people say, oh, my God, this sucks. So I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the match, but we'll see what happens because the women's division in AEW, they really need to step it up. It's just they have a very talented roster. They barely use them. They only got like maybe one match per episode and stuff like that. And then you got these matches on Dark, like, Tony Storm versus Emi Sakura. There was like no reason whatsoever that wouldn't have been on TV. That was a decent like 10 minutes or so match. It should have been on TV and stuff like that. I think today on there's an extra episode of Dark Elevation that's Hikaru Shida versus Emi Sakura, and again, put that on TV. Emi Sakura herself, put that on TV. She now has a new thing because she keeps making up more things, She does the Freddie Mercury chops and stuff. She does the getting you into that surfboard thing while saying Deo Deo and stuff. Now she's doing a thing where she folds you up and sits on you and drinks invisible tea while you're, screaming in pain. And she gives it to the ref, and the ref like plays along and all that stuff. It's just cheesy fun. Put her ass on TV, damn it. But any other news here and there? There'll probably be some news during these matches, but any other news you guys have heard or any other things here and there?
No, not really, other than things changing up on Raw as far as Triple H taking up the helm. A lot of the top card guys, which pretty much is just Brock Lesnar being the only guy left, are kind of scared about their slot in the company. So there's been a lot of intense talks over that. But they're saying that a lot of the mid-carders and a lot of guys from NXT are going to start getting the proper pushes they need. Yeah. So, things are finally starting to look up for the company, which is going to be a bit of a competition for AEW.
Yeah. Another
I
thing is that they. Oh, sorry. You go. You want?
Yeah, I just had a question about that. Going back to the Brock Lesnar thing. I know Vince was always a super duper fan of Brock Lesnar, and in my mind, I still can't figure out why. But was Triple H always a big fan of him? Because I cannot remember at all.
Um, I don't know exactly. Like, I didn't hear of any backstage heat between the two, but they've been generally quiet about each other. As a matter of fact, I barely remember them wrestling each other, like rarely.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's why I was just wondering, since Triple H is kind of, head of creative for the most part and taking over, I'm just wondering what that would mean for Brock Lesnar, and if he would get all these annoying passes and spotlight and stuff, which kind of turn me away from WWE a lot because I got sick of seeing them, so
Yeah.
yeah, what I do know is the whole line of the Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar train every pay-per-view is going to come to an end, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're going to start shining the light on a lot of mid-carders, basically giving other people push to get them in the spotlight. So you're not really relying on these last two guys, just being in every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
Another thing is that they also announced the cover of the AEW Fight Forever game for the consoles and stuff. The title's still kind of like, I don't know, Fight Forever, but I mean, they could just call it AEW Dynamite or AEW Rampage, right? Just do that. But anyways, I don't know. The cover looks kind of, I guess, I don't know. But the game graphics, I hope they still. I mean, they look fine. I mean, a lot of people complain and stuff. They look fine to me. I just maybe add a bit more detail, more shading here and there, or something like that. But I did hear that the goal all along was to be a fun jump in arcade style game and not a super complicated, wrestling simulator or whatever, like the 2K whatever series. And I had a funny little commercial or something where like Britt Baker calls in Shabani and they're playing and then the place is like a mess and there's peaks on the floor and junk and they're checking out the game and Baker's like, here, have a slice. Oh wait, and second thought, no, you don't want this and all that. And they're playing the game and they're like, oh my God, this game is the commercial cheese. This game is so easy to get into. You don't have to memorize a whole bunch of buttons. Wow. And all that. And in the end, like, she's like, yeah. And Shivani's like pissed and trying to overturn the table. He needs Britt Baker's help to overturn the table and just junk like that. But yeah, I don't know. I can see where people's complaints are coming from because the graphics are not very. I mean, they're kind of PS2, 3 graphics, just more smooth, obviously without pixelate and all that crap. But I mean, I could see where they could have done it better, but like they say, that's not the point. But as long as it plays okay, doesn't bug out and whatever. But I mean, the backgrounds look nice. It looks like the legit like AEW backgrounds when they walk down the stage and stuff. So, but I guess time will tell. I mean, based on the cover, obviously Jericho's in it, CM Punk's in it, Baker's in it. Forgot who the other two were. But, obviously Darby Allin and all them. The real question is, will MJF still be in the game, right? That's the question. Or Cody, for that matter, Yeah, because, it takes a while to make a game and stuff. Obviously, Cody and MJF were still in the cards back then. So that's an interesting question,
Not sure about Cody. MGS, they'll probably be something silly like, they'll go to set him up to be in a pay-per-view and then he doesn't show. And then you find out like after the pay-per-view match is over, he was like stuck at one of the game bars over at Evo or something like that.
Oh, God.
No.
I mean, they might
I
just
was
keep
gonna
them
say-
out on purpose just for the headlines that, oh my God, new game came out. MGF's not in it, and then
No,
you'll see.
No. They'll make him DLC or hidden.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, purposely release the game, and you'll still have people like Cody that are no longer with the company, but the big thing is that, oh shit, MJF's not in it, just for the headlines, just for the, game comes out, MJF not in the game, what? That kind of shit. And then, whenever he does make his return, then he'll be DLC or something, probably. I mean, that's one way to spin it. Because every time that something happens and MGF isn't in it, or they ask, Tony something, Tony's like, I don't want to talk about it. It always asks you ooh, they're pissed, the whole thing. So if this game comes out and he's not in it, it's like, ooh, he done fucked up. Now he really pissed him off. He's not even in the fucking game, that kind of thing. I mean, it might be used as heat. I mean, I think it's the first time one of the games would be used to further a storyline, if you think about it, I guess. If they're that smart. I just forgot when the game's coming out, though. Like, exactly, like what month or whatever. But apparently it's coming out soon. So, I guess it's available for pre-order sometime this month already. So, holy shit.
Or if they really wanted to be jerks about it, they could do like a whole plot twist. Make you go through story mode as a mysterious masked wrestler trying to work his way through the AEW roster. And just as you get the title, he takes his mask off to reveal the whole time you've been playing as MJF.
Oh, God. And then the day the game comes out, that's when he makes his state, like that same week or so, that's when he makes his return. Oh, man. That'd be cool. And then he's unlockable from then on. You just use him, Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys.
Actual wrestling moves. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, not too many, or he wouldn't be an MJF anymore, right? Oh, man. All right, so anyways, let's get started with Flair's last match here. So we had a couple of matches. Obviously, the whole thing was not just Ric Flair's match. There's a couple other matches here and there. And we did our, rapid fire predictions. Johnny, Johnny, Ninja Panda, and I made our predictions here. And we'll just see what happened here. Now, two of them, we missed them. They were from the pre-show. We had no idea they were going to be in the pre-show. I didn't know they were going to have a pre-show, to be honest. But the first match we had here was Ren Narida versus Yuya Uemura. And Ren won that one. Unfortunately, we can't comment because we didn't see that one. And I don't even know how to, I think you just missed it. I don't know. It's not like the other ones where you could go on YouTube and see those matches. So I don't know. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm wasting. Well, I'll edit out the long pause, obviously, for the audio version, which, by the way, it's a good time to mention that we are now on Spotify and Samsung and Amazon and Listen Notes and everything. So you can hear us all kinds of, all kinds of different formats, and watch the video version on YouTube and also on Odyssey. And also for Poke's Twitch channel, we're trying to work on something here where I can, be the PSN network and the chat and stuff. I want to try to be a guest announcer because he's like the commentary guy for his channel. But, if I guest star, I can name more of the moves and stuff. We could both kind of bounce off each other and stuff. It'll be almost like a real wrestling show. And we don't know exactly how soon we'll do that. But yeah, watch out for that. I definitely want to be on his show, on his Twitch channels, his live streams. And we can talk and commentate on the action before us. So that's pretty cool. So check out Poke the Gaming Panda on Twitch almost every night, live streaming with wrestling and sometimes other games. So anyways, yeah, so the match of Ren Narita versus Yuya Uemura, all three of us, oh God, so we all lost. All three of us went for Yuya, and Ren was the one that won. So there you go. And the second match that was a dark match was the big bunkhouse battle royale that had a bunch of guys in there and also to be announced people, so we couldn't guess them all. It looks like the winner was someone that was not part of the original list, this guy named Mance Warner, and he actually eliminated Bully Ray. And then he's the winner. So, of course, for that one, none of us, voted because we didn't know, could have been anybody and everything. I was saying I want Glazier in that match. That would have been kind of cool, but obviously he was not there, or maybe he was. I don't know. But I don't know how many of these extra to-be-announced people we have on there. So I guess, yeah, we're pretty much even. We're pretty much even anyways because we couldn't guess the other two right. So anyway, starting the event proper here, let me just...
Wait a moment. I just want to say, with that type of situation where you really just cannot decide on who you think or make any predictions, you just got to do it my way, which I always have to do most of these days because I'm so far behind with everything. You toss a coin, and there you go.
Yeah.
Just
don't though, that's a whole box of coins. Maybe scrambling like Two-Face, trying to grab them all,
No, flip some yen. Just flip a bunch of yen.
Oh, God. Well, we all know what happened with a bunch of yen, but we're not going to get in there. So anyways, Anyways, the next match here before I lose my cool here, all my laughing, whatever. The first official match to start the pay-per-view proper, Flair's last match for those who are just tuning in, is the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin going up against the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. This is a tag team match. And yeah, what can I say? It's a lot of fun. Both of these guys had a lot of skill. I like that it was kind of sort of fast-paced, but it wasn't exactly flippy shit. The Wolves were like bigger dudes. The Motor City guys were, they were smaller dudes, a bit faster, but again, it did not go into the realm of flippy shit and, 10,000 super kicks or whatever. One part I really, really liked that was super awesome was, and I don't know, I can't tell them apart, was one of the Motor City guys grabbed onto the Wolves like neck and ran up against the chest of the other tag team member to do like I guess off the wall DDT, or off the ropes DDT, but in this case it was like off this guy's chest DDT, and I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome. And there was a part where they were both doing they were both getting stuck in submission holds with the Wolves, and they were trying to hold hands to get support to power out of it and everything. So that was pretty cool. And in the end, the Motor City Machine Guns won, but one of them was like really messed up. Like it took him a while to even stand up to celebrate the win. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. This is a pretty good opener and everything. And I've heard about these guys before, so it's kind of cool for me to actually finally see them in action. So yeah, pretty good match.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent match. And it's a good thing that you brought that up about the Motor City Machine Guns. They actually work as a tag team. It's not just two different personalities that are, running around and just being the snot out of other people. They actually utilize each other, in techniques, which is something that I really liked about them for a long time. I wish they'd show more of that in tag team wrestling, but overall it was a good match. Like you said, that was a really cool part when they set up the rodeo DDT and they bounced the guy off of the other guy. Like that's literally the epitome of I'm gonna beat a mother effer with another mother effer. Like literally, that's what happened there. It was a really good match. I did like that. That was a good match.
I wish I could have seen that. I mean, just the description of it, it sounds like it was, really exciting and not like bland or, like your typical tag team match. And like you also mentioned, you said there wasn't a lot of the, the flippy stuff, all the stuff that Jim Cornette complains about. None of that. It wasn't a lot of that kind of stuff, right?
Outlaw macho bullshit.
So yeah, I think I probably would have enjoyed seeing that. I wish I could have, but who knows what I was doing or probably sleeping or something.
Yeah, I think it was a decent match. It was a good way to start the pay-per-view officially, and not really familiarized with none of these wrestlers. But so far, what I've seen, it's pretty good.
Yep. So for this one,
I'm sorry. I just had a quick question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but okay. So they opened, right? You said they opened, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's my question without, spoiling anything for the other matches that are on the card. Was that one the most exciting one? Or would you say that, they had the hype at the beginning and then it just, go down, like calm down, like you're starting at it's like you're starting at the climax and then you're going down like that?
I mean, I don't know, because that's the thing that we missed those two dark matches, and who knows how good those were, especially that big. Because I love the one that got like tons of guys in it. So tons of men throwing each other, getting thrown by big horrible men. That's what I like, but yeah, I don't know how hype those two matches were. But this one here was like, I mean, it was a good opener. It's a good match, kind of get you in the mood, like, oh yeah, this wrestling. I just ordered my pizza. It came right on time, so I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is gonna be some good shit here, I wouldn't know if it was like the most awesome one of the card or anything, but it was, get you in the mood. Like, you know what you're in for. You're like, yeah, this is going to be good, well, before the main event, but you know what I mean and everything. So, on that one, me and Panda went for, what's it called? Me and Panda went for the Motor City Machine Guns, but Johnny went for the Wolves. So we're like 1-1, dude. And Johnny's like, hasn't even started, man. He's still at the gate. He's still at the starting line there. So next match we got here is Davey Boy Smith Jr., which is of course the what do you call it? The oh my god, I can't think right now. The English Bulldog's son. Yeah, thank you. Fighting against Killer Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux. It's pronounced Bordeaux in the background with him and everything. And yeah, singles match, decent match here. That one I can't remember too many crazy spots, and I believe Charlotte behaved herself. I don't Scarlett behaved herself. I don't think Scarlett actually interfered or did anything. But that one, Killer Cross did win that one. But yeah, I can't remember any specific spots. If you guys remembered anything.
I can't remember anything in particular off the bat, but I will say this. Yeah, that is definitely Davey Boy Smith's kid, because he looks, moves, and everything exactly like him. Like, watching him in that match was just like watching the British Bulldog back in the day. Also, I don't know where Killer Cross is right now as far as wrestling federations, but if he keeps going with the momentum that he had on that pay-per-view, WWE is going to be kicking themselves in the ass for letting him go. Like, he's actually, it's funny because, like, it seems like as he left, he's actually been expanding and doing a lot better and learning more, you know, outside the perimeters of Mr. McMahon's company, you know, so.
It's such good shit.
Exactly. And the thing is, when they changed his character, it was that bad shit that let him out. It was literally Vince's own doing that made him fire Killer Cross. So now that I think that he's taken that time away, he's actually working a lot better and defining himself as a character and as a wrestler. So I'm totally cool with it. It's good stuff.
Once again, something else I wish I could have seen. Because like I said, I know Davey Boy. I know, you know, that he's wrestling and stuff anyway. And I know that it's his kid. But I've never fully seen anything by him. And by the description, I used to like Davey Boy Smith. So I would like to see his son, you know, in the ring. But it does sound interesting, and like what you just said too. WWE's probably kicking themselves for letting what's his name go. So screw them, right? I mean, they letting go good talent, but are underutilizing them, which gets rid of them anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, this match was kind of interesting. Just seeing Davey Boy Smith Jr. You know, the resemblance from the Bulldog, and that's kind of interesting. Overall, I don't really remember too much about this match either, but I do have to say that Killer Cross does look like a formidable wrestler, and I would actually like to see more of that type of wrestler. Like, there's just something about him. He looks like he's really ready to kill somebody, you know. And I just like the whole gimmick with him and Scarlett Bordeaux. Like, it's pretty awesome. I would actually like to see more of that.
So that one, none of us got any points because we all went for Davey Boy Smith Jr. I don't know. Did I say English Bulldog before instead of British Bulldog? I do apologize because it's late at night and my brain is fried, but you know who I meant. But yeah, so none of us got a point for that one, guys. The next match was it was a four corners match to determine who would be the number one contender for the Progress World Championship. And it was kind of a surprise because due to recent events, we didn't know if one of them was going to be in it, you know? So we had Alan Angels, we had Konosuke Takeshita, and Nick Wayne. And then we also had the surprise, I'm not joining, but the surprise addition of Jonathan Gresham, because yes, he was supposed to be there, but given his whole thing about they wanted to take a break from all wrestling, not just AEW, Ring of Honor, or whatever, I'm surprised he was still here. And yes, here it was all full on, decked on, octopus mask, everything. You know, he showed up like he gave a shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it was kind of like, you know, contractual obligations. It's like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. I'll just do this last one. Or hopefully it's something where he'll, actually change his mind and come back after a bit or something like that. I mean, it's like the Ring of Honor pay-per-views are every, whatever. They have no real show. he can afford to come back whenever there's another one in October or something. But yeah, it's a pretty good match. Alan Angel showed up a lot. Unfortunately, Alan Angels was kind of bogged down being part of the Dark Order in AEW, so he was stuck mostly on dark matches and stuff. He couldn't really elevate himself. Like, he showed he had amazing skills and stuff, but he was still stuck under the Dark Order and not really given much room to do stuff on his own and show off what he could do in a singles run or even just a tag team run between him and 10 or something. You know what I mean? But no. So here he had to show up a lot. And of course, Konosuke was badass. Jonathan Gresham was just tearing people up all over the place with his quick skill, his moves, all his kind of submissions and stuff. And then he actually won. Now, they're actually kind of surprised because the match was pretty quick, though. It was only about 5 minutes or so. And yeah, like the second half was almost all Jonathan Gresham, and he won and everything. And like for me, well, that's another thing, though. He won. So he's a contender for the Progress World Championship. So he can't be, leaving wrestling. He has to come back and transfer the title. Just thought about that. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess he was just pissed off at the moment with Ring of Honor or Tony Khan or whatever. He just said that just because he was, you say all kinds of shit when you're mad, the heat of the moment. So he might not be done with wrestling because, why is he going to win this match and get people pumped up for him? And then, and drop an opportunity to be the Progress World Champion, right? So yeah, he can't be taking a break. Just a break from Tony Khan, but not from wrestling altogether. I just thought of that. Yeah, that's true. So anyway, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, you're definitely right. Like, there'd be no reason for them to give him the title if he's just gonna go, you know what, I'm out. I think he was just, really pissed off about whatever happened with the last pay-per-view. Just needed to take a couple of days break, get his head back together. And he was right back in the game. And like you said, he was more professional in this one. He came out with the suit and the Cthulhu mask. He actually looked like he was the old John Gresham. And he basically came in and wrecked house. I mean, like, I've seen him be more, I've seen more of his technical matches. But for him to just, literally just go out on all cylinders and just be all over the place like he was kind of an amazement even to me. So yeah, it was definitely a damn good match. I actually would have put that a little bit lower on the card, just to highlight it. But definitely one of Grisham's better matches. It was a good match.
Anyhow, what I know about this whole match is that definitely I would say Jonathan Gresham is back and better than ever. He's extremely energized. This is the Jonathan we want to see, and hopefully, it's not the end of wrestling for him because this is really, really good stuff we're watching right now. And him being mad and disappointed that's probably like what you guys said is probably like in the heat of the moment. Probably may not want to participate in, I don't know, maybe in the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view, maybe. I don't know. Like, he might have some conflicts with, in terms of all that. But in terms of this match itself, he actually performed his match 100%. Totally professional, totally himself. He lived up to his character, and I don't think he's not going to quit wrestling anytime soon. But yeah, that's what I think. I think this was actually a really good match. It was kind of short, but it was, how would I say, short but sweet.
Yeah. And I see here the current Progress World Champion is Chris Ridgway. So watch out, man, because now you got the Octopus coming after you. So, and that one was just kind of sucky for us. All of us went for Konosuke because we were all under the assumption that, like, we weren't 100% sure was Gresham going to be there or not. Like, if we knew for a fact he was going to be there, maybe we would have gone for him. But all of us went for Konosuke. So, none of us got a point. It's still Mark and Ninja Panda for the win here. So let's see what happens here. So next match after that was a tag team match. We had the Four Horsemen represented by Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, with Arn Anderson there in the background. And we got Rock and Roll Express with Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton with Robert Gibson in the background there. And it's a pretty intense match. And It was kind of interesting though, because it was like the two younger guys on the Four Horsemen side, while the Rock and Roll Express had one of the actual original members there and everything. And yeah, what can I say? Ricky can still go. I mean, obviously not as fast or whatever, but he can still go. And yeah, I was surprised. I was thinking to myself, oh, here we go. We're gonna get a little sneak preview how it's gonna be when Flair goes in the ring, compared to age-wise and stuff. But he's still kind of good and stuff. Now, what did surprise me though is that the Four Horsemen, they actually got the win on that one. And then surprisingly out of nowhere, Matt Cardona and some other guys just came in and jumped them all and started attacking them and a whole bunch of bullshit and stuff. I think maybe I believe, I don't know, there's some beef between Ricky and Cardona, I believe. So that's pretty crazy there. But that was totally unexpected. Apparently there were rumors before that Cardona was invited to the wrestling, but he turned it down, or I think in real life it was because like he was still recovering from injury, but within kayfabe it's like hey, y'all didn't invite me, so I'm crashing and that kind of shit. So it's kind of interesting. But overall, it's a good match. I was mostly curious what they were gonna do with the Rock and Roll Express, because we have seen them take some bumps in AEW with who was it? Was it Young Bucks that turned on them? It was some tag team. It was some heel tag team that drew the Rock and Roll Express through the stage or something in AEW. I can't remember right now. I'm thinking it was either part of the Inner Circle, maybe it's Santana Ortiz. One of them just grabbed him and threw him through a thing. So we've seen them take bumps before in AEW, But it's my first time seeing them in a legit match, at their age. So damn. So any thoughts, amigos?
Yeah, I was really surprised that they could still go the way they did. But then again, I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised. Last time that I even saw anything on Ricky Morton, he was actually doing a Canadian destroyer on some guy, and that was last year. So yeah, there's actually video of it. He did a P.D. Williams style Canadian destroyer on some, I want to say it was Cardona. But yeah, and I was just like, how old is this? And it was last year. So, I mean, the guys can still go. I was actually amazed by that. Pillman and the Horsemen were pretty good. I hope that they find some way in some wrestling federation to expand on those characters, because, the Horseman is a pretty high name to live by. And you've got Pillman Jr., who, son of Brian Pillman, also a pretty high name to live by. Like, they need to get those guys up in the spotlight to give them a good push. But overall, still a good match. Very surprising.
Like I said, unfortunately, as always, I ended up missing this, and I hate the fact that I missed it. I wish I could have seen it. I'm serious. Y'all need to find a way to come down here or something that's winded. Wake up, turn on your TV, find a way to watch these matches, or I don't know. But it sounded like it could have been a good match. And like you said, the Four Horsemen, you guys are saying that they actually did pretty good. I mean, I wish I could have seen that. I mean, the nostalgia. I really wish I could have seen that match. And like you said, Pillman Jr., that's what I've been interested in for a while anyway, but unfortunately haven't seen much of his work. So someday, I will catch myself up on all of this stuff. Wish me luck. As soon as I'm back home, legit back home, maybe I'll start up again.
Yeah.
Hey, so I thought this was one of, it's a really good match. It's very awesome, and definitely I enjoy the Rock and Roll Express. I enjoy their gimmick. I enjoy the style. It reminds me of like those 80s rock bands from the old days. And yeah, it's, totally cool that a wrestler like Rick Morton, right? He can still put up a good fight for his age. It was a good match. Just a little disappointed that maybe the Rock and Roll Express didn't win this match.
Yeah. And all of us went for the Rock and Roll Express. So again, all of us didn't get a point. So my goodness, this is going to be a sweep, guys. Ooh. So the next match we had here.
Wait. No. Wait. So for the points that you guys lose, can I just collect them myself? I was
No,
there.
then
And
you would win. That doesn't no.
Oh,
You would literally be getting like 3 points each one. Like, oh god. But anyways, the next match here is the four-way match, which is the ultimate of all flippy shit, which is Bandito, Laredo Kid, Black Taurus, and Ray Phoenix. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like seeing Ray Phoenix actually come out to his own theme, something different, because you know the Lucha theme that he's well, the other thing that he has with the Lucha Bros with the Cero Miedo and stuff, but it's cool to see him like on his own theme now. Black Taurus, the dude with the fucking bull mask, just got me throughout the whole thing. He was like a powerhouse too. I think of all of them, he was like the heaviest dude, even though he was still fast and agile and everything. But yeah, that was crazy flippy shit. And even though there was flippy shit, there wasn't still like 10,000 super kicks like someone that we know, you know? So it was pretty good. In most of these matches, there's too many spots. I can't really remember most of them, but I do know that Ray Phoenix actually won that match. So that was pretty interesting. But what do you guys think?
Oh yeah, that match was insane. There's way too many spots to call, but oh my god, I want to watch that match again as soon as possible. There was a lot, just a plethora of flippy shit. I loved it. It was great. Like I said, it was like watching Cirque du Soleil and somebody just threw in a chainsaw somewhere. Like it was a phenomenal match. I enjoyed it. Now Black Taurus in that mask though, that thing's just creepy. Like that's all I'm gonna say. It's creepy. It's eerie. It probably scares the crap out of little children, and I loved it. It was a great match. The end.
I'm surprised that like it didn't fall off or something during all that crazy. But I mean, I guess he's used to all his matches, but still, like, damn.
Yeah.
maybe he glued the mask on somehow. Special glue, and then it just magic disappears at the end of his matches or something.
Either that, or he's got the same.
But I like creepy. I like the
factor.
Oh, what now? Sorry.
Okay. There's...
Yeah, say it again. I missed that. William. Yeah.
Maybe he's got like the same type of a custom fitting on it as Luchasaurus, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is even wilder, like how it stays on. Especially whenever he gets the super kicks in the face and stuff. I'm surprised I haven't kicked that fucker off him. You know? John?
Okay, so when I think about this match, it's definitely the most Lucha Libre match of them all. I thought I could also watch the AAA wrestling. I just need to get out some Tecate beer and drink along the way while I'm watching this whole fight. All these wrestlers are super badass, are very talented. Yes, there is a lot of flippy shit, but there's also but the wrestlers are also very technical at the same time, and it's just not just doing flippy shit just for doing flippy shit like some other wrestlers that I would not really want to waste time mentioning who they are, but we all know who we're talking about. But Black Taurus, I'm sorry, he is a powerhouse. Holy shit, do not mess with that guy. That guy is scary, and he's just a freaking powerhouse. He really beat the living shit out of all the wrestlers and slammed them to the ground and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. But in the end, Ray Phoenix won the match, and he's a fantastic wrestler. He's very fast, very agile. It's just awesome. It just really felt like I'm watching like Lucha Libre, like 100%, like legit Lucha Libre. And I'm glad that this fight is probably one of the best matches in the entire pay-per-view, in my opinion. Besides, the actual main events, of course.
Well, we'll get there. Oh. So,
I just had a question. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, hearing what Johnny just said, how do you two feel about that? In regards to feeling that it was like probably out of the matches you guys saw, how that was probably one of the best ones on the card. So, how do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I think I would say it's my favorite one.
Yeah, that
Either
was.
that one or the women's one is coming up, but I think that was one of my favorite ones.
I'm a huge Lucha Libre fan. Like, I'm a sucker for the flippy shit. So I was having a heart attack while I was watching it. To me, it was the best one.
Yeah,
I
I
know you
think.
guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, because I mean, we already knew like Ray Phoenix and Bandido and Laredo Kid and stuff. I mean, for me, the only new guy was Black Taurus, so I was already kind of like knew I was getting into. It was like, oh yeah, here we go, you know.
So yeah, basically, to better explain what I was pretty much trying to say is that it's one of the best matches, but also in the term that I was not expecting it to be that good. But even though you should know it's good because it's Lucha Libre anyways. But I
Yeah.
don't know if I make any sense.
Yeah. So with that one, Ray Phoenix did win
Now,
the match. I was the only one that went for Bandido. And so Johnny and Panda got 1 point each, making Panda like the one on top for now. He's the only one with 2 points now. So there we
I
go.
still have, I still have some comments about the Lucha Libre match. Well,
Yeah.
like style and all that. Now, Lucha Libre matches in general or that style, I will always expect that with that style. In your opinion, and I know this has nothing to do with anything, one of the main complaints about AEW is that there are too many guys that do the quote unquote flippy shit. How do you guys fully feel about that? Like with Lucha Libre, it's like, oh, it's expected, it's supposed to be there. Do you feel that AEW, some of the talent in AEW do that a bit too much, or do you think it's like a good balance, or what?
I mean, it depends because I don't know. Like the Young Bucks, I'm so sick of them, but I can watch what's it called? You know, Benta, Cero Miedo, and Ray Phoenix do flippy shit all day. You know what I mean? It just depends on the guys. I think I don't know. Haven't they been kind of toning down some of the flippy shit? Because the FTR guys, they're not flippy shit guys. They're a bit more heavier. I mean, they're kind of fast, but they're kind of heavier. They're not doing crazy stuff. Um, I don't know. It's just it gets tiring when the same pay-per-view has 2 or 3 matches with flippy shit. That's when it gets kind of tiring. You know, maybe just one, maybe two, but don't put 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Because then it gets real tiring. Because sometimes it's not even tag team. Sometimes it's just one-on-one. But those two guys are also, Sammy Guevara versus, one of the Lucha Bros or something. That still becomes flippy shit too. You know what I mean? So like maybe keep it down to 2. So or have the flippy shit guy go against the not so flippy shit guy so that it's not just too much of the same. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, just kind of balance it out. Make one match, a Lucha Libre style match. The other one more of a, wrestlers with technical prowess. And then the next match, it'd be brawlers. And then, the next match, you have like, your Kenny Omegas who are kind of like a jack of all trades type deal.
Yeah.
So you just get a different variety every match. And that makes for a good show. If you're going to be watching like a Lucha Fest all day, it gets boring. You might see a couple of new moves here and there, but it's going to get kind of old. It's going to get kind of stale.
Yeah.
But, as long as you change the styles up a little bit, it keeps it interesting.
Okay, can I say something? I think the problem
Yeah,
is...
they're wondering, because like I said, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, or I can...
No, go ahead.
Okay, I think the problem is not so much the flippy shit, like, per se. It's more like who's doing it. And honestly, I almost feel like, what's the name? The Young Bucks, I think they do it in such a, it's just their whole thing feels extremely gimmicky. That's what I'm trying to go with here, because I feel like of course Lucha Libre, you're expecting that to happen, but I think the way the Lucha Brothers, the way the Young Bucks do it, it just feels like they overdo it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what William just said about the about how you should do like a pay-per-view, how you shouldn't have so much of the same thing. It's like, I know I'm jumping back to WWF or WWE for this. It's like watching one of the older WrestleManias and pretty much every match was screwed over by like a disqualification or something like that. You don't want to see the same setup all the time. So that's why I was just wondering, because like I said, I haven't watched as much as you guys, obviously, but there is a lot of flippy stuff in AEW.
Yeah, there's a lot of
But
it.
but also like Johnny said, it depends on who's doing it and like that. So I get where you're all are coming from with that.
Yeah. And like I said, here we saw some examples of some matches that had flippy shit, but without like 10,000 super kicks and whatever, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't a match with the Young Bucks.
Yeah. So the next match we had here, this one, I'm going to need some help with the spots if you guys remember any. It was a singles match for the Impact World Championship. It was Josh Alexander, the current champion, going up against Jacob Fatu. And I forgot the exact details, but it actually ended in a no contest. So I forgot like how that ended or where that went.
I actually forgot that myself. Well, that comes to show you that was not that high grade of a match because we can't even remember what happened for it to be a double DQ.
No. And I feel bad because this is a Fatu match. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know. It's like it just got Thanos.
I don't remember any outside interference. I remember there was a time where they were close to being counted out both, but I don't remember them actually being counted out, but I guess.
Like,
anything, Johnny?
I'm trying to think of that match. I cannot think of anything that happened to make that match stand out. That's not a good thing.
Oh, hey, sorry, the stupid phone got slow all of a sudden. So is this the next match with Fatu with that match? I don't really remember too much about it, to be honest. I think he won the match as far as I
remember. It actually says it ended in a no contest. That's what we're trying to remember like exactly how that ended.
Yeah, I really don't remember too much.
We're professionals, guys. Remember, for the best in-depth, detailed, play-by-play match description, nothing beats a Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast.
Well, I would like to thank you for that nice play-by-play so I could comment on it. Because, here's what I'm getting from this whole match. It was nothing. They were just standing in the ring. Nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, the lights went down. It went up. No contest. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, basically, it was a Vince McMahon style WWE match.
I get a point for this one.
There you go. It's like Wendy was almost there. Like we just paint the picture so vividly. But oh god. So, anyways, yeah, that one, I think we all lost that one. Again, like, wow, we kept going for the wrong guy. Like, we kept flipping the coin to the wrong side. All of us went for Fatu, and we all lost that one, So anyways, the next one is the Von Erichs, which I was very surprised to see they were Cowboys, because I don't know, I never seen them before. So just the name Von Erichs, I'm expecting, classy, snobby people, but no, they're Cowboys. Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich going up against the Briscoes, Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe in a tag team match. Pretty decent match. I don't remember the details here and there, but the Briscoes kicked ass. They got the win. Pretty cool. It wasn't too long of a match. It was like about maybe a little over 7 minutes or so. And yeah, what can I say? It felt good to see them win because we haven't seen them lose in 2 big pay-per-views. Of course, those matches were like bigger, longer, hour-long matches. This was just like a regular match, but it was still good to see the Briscoes pick up the win. Obviously, this pay-per-view has nothing to do with AEW, Ring of Honor, or whatever. But I mean, for people that are kind of finding the Briscoes that are new and stuff, it is cool to see them get a win. So you can kind of get a better idea of, what the fuss is all about with these guys and everything. I do remember there were some spots where one of them was doing the whole redneck kung fu thing, and it was freaking out the other guy. And the commentator was kind of joking, yeah, that's that redneck kung fu, So I remember at least that. That was kind of funny. But any other thoughts there, William?
Well, the Von Erichs, yeah, they would come out in a cowboy-themed style getup, considering, they come from, a bloodline to where they are, you have Kevin Von Erich, who was the Texas Tornado when he passed away. So, I mean, you have, those type of guys. So, yeah, seeing them as cowboy characters, that's no surprise to me on that. Despite their name sounding like, the last name of a Castlevania character, but, that's not here or there. The Briscoes, Yeah, it was a hard-fought match. I'm actually glad that they got the win on this one after what, they went through with the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. But, in their defense, that was a long, long behind match. So, I'm glad they kind of recouped, got it together, and won this match. Was a really good tag match. It was more of a tag battle because it was just big, brawny guys beating the snot out of each other, as it should be with those two. And, it was still a fun match to watch.
Question. When don't I have one, right? Going back to the Von Erichs, I knew of them, but which Von Erichs are they related to? That I don't know.
I want to say it's Kerry Von Erich.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe it's Kerry Von Erich.
Says they're the sons of Kevin Von Erich.
Ah.
Okay.
Also Simon Belmont.
I don't know. I just think that's just amazing. Really, I do. And you know what? I saw that I saw that Dark Side of the Ring thing, and they did mention that he had sons that were into wrestling. I totally forgot about that. I just couldn't remember which Von Erich it was. Thanks for the reminder. But the match itself sounded like it would have been really fun to watch. I mean, with the Briscoes and the Von Erichs there. But like you said, he seems like a great big just tag everything, and everybody got to shine pretty much by the sounds of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I like to see with any type of a tag team match. I like it when everybody gets a contributor some way. I hate it like when you got one doing everything and the other just on the sidelines. They want to be tagged and they do something for like a couple of seconds and they get tagged right back out. Nothing like that. And I'm glad to hear that the match actually did not go in that type of direction. But with the two teams going here, I wouldn't expect that anyway.
Yeah.
You notice something? There's been a theme going on with the entire pay-per-view, with the exception of one or two matches. If you notice, it's pretty much been the next generation of classic wrestlers. So you've got, Brian Pillman, and you've got the Four Horsemen. Then you've also got the Rockers. You got the Von Erichs versus the Briscoes. And then, you've got the British the son of the British Bulldog. I mean, it's pretty much like watching the old school wrestlers, just newer versions of them in their sons or their grandsons.
Yeah.
I started noticing that theme a lot within the show.
Well, it's fitting because obviously the whole show and everything, right? Any thoughts on that match, Johnny?
Well, yeah, I think it's very interesting actually what you guys have said. It is cool to see the next generation of wrestlers. In terms of this match, the only thing I remember is that the match was super long. That match was so intense that the Bonds Erics, I don't know how you pronounce that, the brothers, I guess, or whatever, tag team. It was so intense that, their cowboy boots flew off. And it was cool that the Briscoe brothers won this match, and very well deserved. And it's about time. And hopefully they can keep winning more and more matches. It was a very good, long, intense match.
So now we all got points.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was going to say also. I was also going to say, by the way you guys just described the match and the setup and the play-by-play where, the lights didn't go down and came back up and there was a winner or no contest. It sounds like, oh gosh, my train of thought just left me, but it just sounded like it was like a really good match. And the fact that you said that it was a long match, but it probably didn't feel like a long match because, like you said, it was really intense. Everybody was in there contributing. Everybody did pretty good in that match. That's pretty much what you guys are saying, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that I'm an idiot for missing out on it, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I give you permission for that one.
God.
I got it all.
Oh God. Oh my God. Okay, so anyways, like I said, we all got a point. So Panda's still in the lead. He's got 3 points. Me and Johnny are tied. So, oh my God, that Nia Jax shirts, it's getting there. It's coming your way. So, anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna say what the shirt says. I can't. But anyways, we're on Spotify now. We gotta behave ourselves. So, anyways, the next match, and also we have a lady of culture in the chat. So, So, anyways, the next match we had here was a three-way match for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. What's his name? Jordan Grace is the current Impact Knockouts World Champion, and she's defending her title a three-way against Diona Purrazzo and Rachel Ellering. And it was kind of interesting because in the beginning, it almost looked like it was going to be a regular singles match because they were all trying to like pin each other. Like they're all going quickly for the quick pin. And when they were doing that, Rachel fucked up her ankle. And I remember this more because this match had a bit more, nuances, So yeah, so she was fucked up with her ankle and she was in the corner and, Leona and Jordan went at it for a while Rachel got cleared. She decided that, nah, she's going to go anyways. And they're asking, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. And yeah, so we got the three-way match back on. I believe that was the part that I forgot which one it was. I want to say Jordan Grace, but one of them got the other two in some weird. No, actually, I think like Diona got Rachel in some kind of submission move, but while she was still doing that, Jordan suddenly grabbed her in a submission move. So all three women were stuck in some submission move all at the same time. Well, all of them were, of course, struggling to like not tap and all that. But in the end, Jordan still grabbed, I believe she grabbed Ellering, grabbed Rachel and made her tap with her submission move, and she's still the champion. But it kind of makes sense because like she's not going to lose her title in some random pay-per-view or whatever. But yeah, I was interested with the match. It was pretty good. I was, in the beginning concerned with Rachel and see what they were going to do. I was also kind of surprised that the women didn't take advantage of her ankle. Like obviously that's like a big glaring weak spot, but none of them like went after the ankle and you know how it is, elbow drops on the ankle and shit like that. They didn't really do any of that, so they kind of kept it bare. But yeah, pretty good match. Got entertained and everything. So it was almost like 10 minutes or so. So it was a pretty good match. And Jordan retains. And of course, for those who don't know, Jordan, of course, is married to Gresham, which proves that Gresham still wins in many ways. Any thoughts, amigos?
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised that it, went out by submission because Jordan Grace usually is not a submission-based like fighter. None of her finishers are. She's a powerhouser. She is just a severe wrecking ball that pretty much ping pongs around the ring and just runs people over and slams the crap out of them. So for her to have won by submission was definitely a surprise. It was a good change of pace for her. The match overall was still pretty high paced. It was a 10-minute match, but felt like it was like only 2 or 3. It just went by so quick.
Yeah.
Everybody was pretty much on point with their moves. That triple submission execution I thought was ridiculous. That reminded me of like the old X Division TNA days. So that was a really good match. I definitely enjoyed it.
Sorry about my camera. Quick question. So, okay, you said like it ended with in a submission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you think they decided to go with that kind of an ending anyway? I mean, given those involved.
I think because all three of them are very good at submissions, so it's kind of sort of a given of which one's going to make the other two submit first, I believe. Because I believe the virtuosa Diana Purrazzo is known for her like armbar submission move, the Fujiwara armbar, and Jordan's known for her like submission moves. I think Rachel, I don't know much about Rachel and her moves, but I'm assuming because that was kind of like the ongoing theme what I got from the commentary of who's going to make who tap first. So I'm assuming she's also good at submissions. She's the what was it? I think her nickname is the Queen of Strong Smile instead of Strong Style, so that's kind of cute for her. But yeah, they kind of went that way because it's kind of like Flair versus Bret Hart, who's gonna make who submit first kind of thing. So it sounds like Jordan kind of goes both ways. She could either just knock her fucking ass down, or she could make it tap. Like she works both ways,
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll ask Gresham which way he prefers, but Johnny, any thoughts?
Gee.
Man,
Okay, so what I think about this match, kind of surprised that it was only like a 10-minute match, but overall it was extremely awesome. All the wrestlers are extremely technical. Jordan Grace is a powerhouse. Parasso also, I don't know too much about Racial. But I did like the sequence. I like that moment when they all three did that, I don't know, triple submission, like they all like at the same time. That was pretty intense, pretty cool, and yeah, Jordan Grace is a fantastic wrestler and definitely would love to see more of her fighting in the ring. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you better watch Impact Wrestling. But yeah, I went for Rachel Ellering because I was a fan of hers since I saw her in the Mae Young Classic. So I'm the only one that lost here. Both Johnny and Panda went for Jordan Grace. So there you go. So before we go to Ric Flair, the final match, it's kind of confusing because when I saw the next match as the Ric Flair match, I was like, what the fuck? Did I fall asleep? Because did I miss the big, the bunkhouse battle royale or whatever? But no, I didn't think there were dark matches or whatever. But anyways, let me just set the stage real quick. First of all, let's shout out to all the random cameos we saw throughout the show. We had Cody Rhodes. Oh God, he was like, oh my God, I can't wait for Ric Flair's last match 2 and 3 and 4. I can't wait for you to come back on. Like you're saying you're retiring now, but you'll be on next episode of Raw. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Look at all my ideas, But yeah, it was Cody. I don't remember if Jericho was there or not. Did Jericho appear? I know Cody did. I know Sting did.
No, I believe there was no Chris Jericho, if I'm not mistaken.
But
I know Chris Rock was there, apparently.
Yeah, in the actual crowd, we saw Chris Rock, we saw Mick Foley.
No, I'm sorry, Chris Rock or Kid Rock? I always get those two names
Kid Rock, yeah, I'm stupid.
Kid Rock, like that.
Kid Rock. Yeah, it was Kid Rock, The Undertaker, Mick Foley rolling the crowd, and
Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page. Oh fuck! That's what happened. I forgot. I just remember that there was interference during a match, and Diamond Dallas Page randomly came in, saved the day. He was a big pop because of Diamond Dallas Page, of course, getting to the ring, and he grabbed someone and did the fucking diamond cutter successfully, and he actually, to the crowd, said, "Feel the bang!" So everybody just blew up with that. That was a feel-good moment of the night, I think, aside from the flippy shit match. I mean, for me, because I was a huge fan of his. I legit got up and did that when he did that, watching the TV, almost throwing my peaks on the floor, because that's just like damn. I swore I one time saw a dude at work wearing a Diamond Dallas Page shirt, and I did the thing because it's just so much fun to do. But anyways, damn, I don't remember which match it was that these guys all came in. I want to say it was the Rock and Roll Express one it was Rock and Roll Express one because Cardona had beef with Morton, right? So yeah, so that was the one where Cardona and some other guys all came in and did the shit, and what stopped it was Diamond Dallas Page coming in to break it up. So there we go. So anyways, like I said, with the cameos, we had those guys. We also had Sting and Cody via camera. I don't really remember anyone else. There were a bunch of other classic guys that I wouldn't know.
Vicky Guerrero was there.
Oh, Vicky Guerrero was also there. We can't forget her. If you're following,
her.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, the whole thing they were trying to play up was that Ric Flair was organizing a big match. Double J had beef with him and shit. I can't believe they actually put that as part of the promo where Double J's wife even said, the only reason this whole thing is happening is because you ran out of money. And I'm kind of like, well, they're not wrong, but I'm surprised they actually put that in the promo, And Double J beat him bloody. Then there was this whole thing where they were agreeing that Jay Lethal was going to be in the match, and they played up that Jay Lethal, looked up to Ric Flair, idolized him. It was like his hero, finally, all that kind of shit. So he gets, the whole never meet your heroes. So Ric Flair's kind of like, yeah, sorry, kid, you're not ready. Well, what do you mean? Yeah, you're not going to be in the match, man. Like, sorry, man, or whatever. So, of course, now he's all angry and, coming to the match hot now with that. So that kind of builds the whole like why they're wrestling now and why there's such a big deal and why instead of just a regular, I guess just a random farewell match, no, now it's a fucking blood match. They're gonna put Ric Flair in the ground and all that kind of shit, you know? So it became very intense. And of course Andrade El Idolo is Ric Flair's tag team partner, son-in-law, all that kind of stuff. So oh my God. So first of all, Double J came in with the most fucking annoying music I have ever heard for a wrestling intro. It was fucking annoying, and it drug on because he took so long to get there and showboat and all that shit that the fucking, you know, it even repeated itself. And I'm like, no, turn that shit off. You know, it was.
You wanted to make sure the check cleared first, and they didn't pull a WWE on him.
Yeah, yeah, but oh my God. And that was so weird though. People were talking about like, why is Double J in WWE all of a sudden? I'm thinking maybe because to promote here, but I know they don't promote other organizations, but you know, but yeah, that was annoying. Ric Flair showed up and took him a while to get to the ring. I mean, he looked cool with the robe because, of course, the robe is covering up everything. But once he takes off the robe and somehow got to the ring, I felt so bad for him because the poor dude can barely stand. You know, like I really felt bad for him. And you guys can go into more details on your thoughts and stuff. And it's real hard for me to say this stuff because it's still Ric Flair, and you have to take it. You know, yes, he's 73. And to be perfectly honest, the hard truth is the majority of us here and the people listening at home and stuff probably won't be able to do half the shit he did in the ring whenever they're 73. So we have to kind of give credit there. Because keep in mind, he's not like with a walker or anything. He's on his own power still, you know? But, oh man, I just felt so bad. This is the part of wrestling where you kind of sort of know wrestling's not real and they're kind of sort of playing along. I just felt so bad. Flair can barely stand. Flair, now to give credit, some of his chops did look painful. Some of them did have that, you know, that you're like, ooh, you know. But some of them were like, I mean, he's barely touching them. And the guys are like, whoa, you know, flying back and shit. You know what I mean? Like that was the one where Jay Lethal jumped off the ring and Flair chopped them in midair, which in concept sounds cool, but execution is just like, you know, but Ric Flair, but you know, Lethal still felt like he fucking almost died midair, you know, like he almost got cut in half and stuff like that. But by the sheer, you know, force of wind that accompanied that chop or whatever. And then it got bad. It got bloody. And what's his name? Double J busted him open and stuff. I'm surprised that in a match like this, where obviously, you know, what's his name? Obviously, Andrade's a younger guy. You're expecting him to take more of the bumps and stuff. Ric Flair was the one in the ring the longest, taking more of the bumps and getting busted open and getting socked around and shit. There was a spot where one of Ric Flair's daughters, one of the other daughters, not Charlotte, she actually grabbed the woman that was with Double J to keep her out of shit. So, and the woman, she got pissed. She was like, oh, yeah, you know, come here. So I was thinking, wow, maybe a second match here, but, you know. And near the end, there was a part where Double J had the guitar and he was going to bash it on Ric Flair's head and stuff. But luckily, you know, he got out of the way and shit. And they bashed it on Lethal's head instead. And the referee also got accidentally knocked out. I forgot how. And this is the part that's so sad because the second half of the match is almost like a half-hour match, dude, for fucking Ric Flair, you know? Like, all of us would have been happy, like those older matches that Hogan, you know, sometimes is in, if the whole match was a 5-minute match, mostly, you know, Andrade versus Lethal. Flair comes in for a bit, does a chop or two, does the woo, does the, you know, the strut and just pins them and, you know, and that's it. We would have been happy. But no, this was a fucking war. This was a fucking bloody war. So for the last 10 minutes of this bloody war, Ric Flair was, for all intents and purposes, dead to the world. He was on the floor. He was dead to the world. Fucking Jay Lethal did a suplex on his ass. And I thought it was one of those fake outs where you know how they do it. They're going to get ready and shit. But Andrade comes for this. No, he grabbed him and fucking suplexed his fucking ass. And I think it was after that suplex that Flair didn't move for the whole rest of the match. And the real part that got like downright scary, like breaking kayfabe scary and all that shit was that since the ref was down, they were planning on doing it like some person, I forgot, some other another son-in-law of Ric Flair gave brass knuckles to Andrade. So Andrade gave them to Flair. Dude, Flair was unresponsive. And he was barely able, like, I swear he didn't even know where the fuck he was. And he barely grabbed the knuckles, barely got up, barely whiffed them. And of course, Double J felt like he was flat out dead to the world, you know what I mean? And then Flair still got him in the figure four and just died in the ring. He couldn't even do nothing. He just died in the ring, and the referee counted that as a pin, and 1, 2, 3, and Flair won and everything. And I mean, it was scary, yo. It was that was the whole part with him being not even able to get the knuckles in his hand. That was scary shit, yo. And it took a good while for him to get up and get composed. So you could kind of say his good little farewell speech and whatever. But dude, in the middle of the match though, there was a little funny scene where they were beating up Flair outside, and Flair suddenly started grabbing his chest. And he was like, whatever. So when Double J got close enough to check, what's going on, dude, what the fuck? Ric Flair raked him in the eyes. Just good old dirty trick. That was funny. The last 10 minutes was not funny. And it's like, shit, this ain't funny. And it's like the whole, is this still kayfabe? They're still pretending, right? You know what I mean? So I'll leave my thoughts on you guys there.
Yeah, that match was, I'm going to say it. That match was cringy as hell. The first part of it was great. Ric Flair came out, he had this robe on that, normally his robes are just like these big embroidered, bejeweled robes that just, you look at it, it looks like a sleeve probably cost $1 million to it. This thing, on the other hand, looks like he stole a robe out of his ex-wife's house. It pretty much looked like, I swear I had the same pattern on my couch a couple of years ago in my old apartment. It was kind of rough. But I was like, okay, cool, it's Flair, he's coming out here. And then he gets to the ring, takes the robe off, and it's kind of like it's almost like watching one of your favorite superheroes as a kid just getting old and powering down right in front of you. It was kind of heartbreaking. As the match went on, when he got busted open, I'm like, oh God, no, please. This is too much even for Ric Flair. Don't do this like this. And that had already kind of scared me. Well, once Jay Lethal suplexed him and he was out, I was like, no, he did. He's done. They should have just stopped it right there, came up with some way to have Flair flop over Jared, call it a day. I mean, he couldn't even put the brass knuckles in his hand. And like you said, I noticed during the figure four, there wasn't even really much of a struggle. He just connected their legs together and just went, he was just out. That was probably the scariest 10 minutes I've ever seen in a wrestling match in my entire life. Don't get me wrong, I love Ric Flair to death. That man will always be part of my childhood, part of my adulthood, always be a hero to me. But I never, ever want to see him in the ring again. Unless he's announcing. But for his safety, not that he's a heel, not that he's a bad guy. Screw all that. For his safety alone, I never want to see him in that damn ring again.
Your thoughts, Johnny?
I'm not going to give my thoughts until Johnny give his, because I've only seen a few clips of the match of that particular match, and I didn't see as much as you did. I felt like William here, but I want to let Johnny go first because I have some things to say.
Okay, so I think most of us can agree that the first half of the match was actually pretty good, and it was heading in a good direction. But I think once they gave the, they tagged to Ric Flair that, okay, now he's going to fight the whole match. Okay, that's the part where he should have did a Sting, in a sense that, you know how Sting, a lot of times he's not really in the match for a long time and they let the younger guys fight most of the match. I think that's the direction they should have went with this match, because once Ric Flair, and I literally beat the living crap out of him by Double J, and he's extremely bleeded up and he could barely stand up and he couldn't even do the 4-figure leg thing. He couldn't even properly put the brass knuckle on his arm. I'm sorry. It's just, okay. I totally respect Ric Flair, and I totally get it that he wants to still prove that he can still live up to his legacy and prove they can still fight and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, Ric Flair seems kind of like the stubborn type. He needs to realize that, okay, he's a great wrestler. No disrespect to that. But he has to still realize that he, he's no longer the Ric Flair he was before. And I think he really exceeded his limits. And honestly, it was just a very hard match to watch. And I almost felt like, in a way, it was kind of like a disservice to Ric Flair. No offense. I feel like, I don't know. The direction they should have went with this match is that Ric Flair can, fight it out here a bit, but make most of the match like Andrade and Jay Lethal, like more like the younger guys battle it out more compared to Ric Flair. Because even Double J, even though he's older than the other guys, he's still younger compared to Ric Flair. So even he was in better shape. He had he was in better physical shape compared to Ric Flair. So, no disrespect to the man, but Ric Flair really needs to retire for good. This was just like a little too hard to watch. And honestly, it's the kind of match that I almost don't want to watch it again just for that reason. Just a little too gory for my taste. Yeah. Let's just say that I do respect the elders, and I don't want to see, the elder get brutally beaten up like that. I don't know. That's just a little too much, even for wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, honestly, he had nothing to prove there. Like, he's pretty much seen it all, done it all, met them all, beat them all. There was no reason for him to have to go the distance the way he did like that, except for just him being himself, and he wanted to end it on his own terms. But his own terms scared the hell out of everybody.
Yeah, it was not really the ideal. And sorry, I'm gonna let you talk, but I just want to say real quick that honestly, just kind of like what you said, Ric Flair, he's the legend. He has a good legacy within the wrestling federation. So do this match, do this pay-per-view, but the promotion, this was not done the correct way. I think he should have still respected his limits of a guy of his age, of all due respect. And we totally respect Ric Flair, and he didn't really need to go this far to prove that, I could still handle it in the ring. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like, whatever. But
And on top of that, he still went partying with Kid Rock afterwards, and he still took 2 girls over to Space Mountain. Woo! But the good thing is, though, he's okay, though, because I was expecting, because if you remember, the last couple of matches that The Undertaker had in the last couple of WrestleManias, every time he had a match at WrestleMania, maybe 2 days later, there would be news and headlines about Undertaker being taken to the hospital for multiple surgeries and that kind of shit. I don't know if you guys remember those last couple of matches when The Undertaker, unfortunately, would take forever to get back up whenever he was knocked down and all that. So I was expecting it, but it's been a full week and there's been no news of, Ric Flair, surgeries or hospital or whatever. The news about some random woman saying that she had the ride of her life or whatever, that old guy can still go, something like that. But nothing about like him needing surgeries or, whatever. That was kind of crazy.
I was going to give my thoughts.
Yeah,
because I really haven't yet. But like I said, I just saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't see it in real time, and I didn't see it in its entirety. 'Cause I couldn't find it in its entirety. The fact that you say he couldn't even do the figure four, I mean, that's sad. And then what you were saying about the brass knuckles, also sad. I'm sorry. He should have retired, like officially retired years ago. His match with Shawn Michaels was a great way to end it. But of course, the man always needs money. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He went to like TNA after that. But just a little bit that I saw, and I was thinking, and the same with the robe, 'cause I did see how he came in. I saw the robe he was wearing. I said, I think Ric Flair is tired. That's a Walmart robe. That's how I felt when I saw it.
yeah.
When I saw that, I mean, seriously, I was like, whatever. But I just think, Jim Cornette, like a couple of months back, when was talking about how Ric Flair is going to do his final match, and some of the things he was saying were like, okay, he's 73 years old. There are still some who are older. He can still pull that kind of stuff off. Ric Flair is not one of them. And I agree entirely with that, just from the little bit that I saw. Because even I was looking at him, I was like, oh, that is not the Ric Flair that I know.
Yeah.
So it was creeping me out. And I was thinking the same thing. Like, is he going to get up from this? He's going to break a hip. I mean, just thinking stuff like that, unfortunately. And he just needs to know when to slow down. But unfortunately, there's also something scary about that. Hasn't Ric Flair said himself that he wants to die in the ring?
I mean, he came close.
Yeah, he almost did that night.
You weren't here when originally he wanted to do a suicide dive somewhere in the match, and Charlotte put a hard stop to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the one time you will see
man.
me applaud Charlotte Flair.
Oh gosh, I don't even like Charlotte, but yeah, I kind of agree with that because he really should not be doing that. But the fact that Rick has said that, like, when I was trying to explain this to my father yesterday, when I was just randomly talking about the match, and I was saying the problem with Ric Flair is that Ric Flair does not have doesn't differentiate between his in-ring self and his out of the ring persona. It's the same, like, inside and outside of the ring. I like, some other wrestlers, like, they could be like the meanest thing alive, but they could be like have a heart of gold outside the ring, nice and gentle. Then you have someone that's like a total inspirational person in the ring and a total asshole out of it. Hogan. But anyway, like that. So, but Ric Flair, there is no distinction here. And it's like he always wants to just live high like that. He needs to know his limitations. And he doesn't want to do that. I'm scared that he's going to try to get himself in another match, because I would believe this is his final match, when he straight up just doesn't wrestle, like, at all anymore. And I still don't believe it because of how he is, because of his personality. I think he's going to continue to wrestle, and I think that man will die in the ring one day.
We're all going to be here for Flair / match 2.
Oh, God. Man, I lost my earpiece talking about this.
Oh, man. So the one thing is, another thing is that it kind of sucks how WWE, like, bought out WCW and stuff. Because, like, at the end, when the match ended, they were showing credits, they were showing pictures of Ric Flair, like, younger days of his career. But unfortunately, WWE is, they don't, share and all that bullshit. So I'm assuming all those pictures they show were, like, from the older territory days and pre-WCW days and stuff like that. And it kind of pissed me off because I'm kind of like, if they didn't buy out WCW, they could have at least used the WCW footage. That was more modern stuff, and he was, known there too. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Do you think that, okay, if Ric Flair wants to do another match in the future, like I said, I'll believe it. If he does, what sane person would actually book him? That's what I would like to know.
Well, he left WWE, so.
Well, I know that, but you never know. Might try to bring him back. No.
Oh, what's it called? The Saudi Prince might want him, so they'll ship him over there because
Well, I mean, Triple H has been good friends with him for years, but even he would just be like, no way.
No, you're not coming back to here. I don't know. It's just no. Yeah, yeah. Even I could see that he has a lot of respect for Ric Flair, but I just couldn't see it
I
either.
mean,
But I'm just wondering what promotion would Ashley would Ashley book him if he was like, no, this is going to be my final match. Yo, this is going to be my final match.
as far as I'm concerned, his final match, his high note was when he fought against Shawn Michaels.
Yes, that I will in my head canon. There was nothing after that.
Yeah.
I imagine that he was probably kind of old then too, but probably a spring chicken compared to what we saw this past Sunday. My God. So in the
I
end
also
here,
add that
Ninja Panda's the winner. He actually got 5 points, while Johnny got 4 and only got 3. And
Oh my God!
so your Night of Jack shirt is on its way. You know.
Oh, quick! I have another question about the Ric Flair match because I know he got bloody. He definitely did blade himself, right?
Yes.
Most likely, yeah.
Of course he did. That's probably another reason why he got knocked out. You know, he can't
Blood
handle the
loss,
blood
yeah.
loss anymore.
So everybody was kind of saying like it's not a match, it's not a Ric Flair match without blood. So you know.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was expecting that anyway. Like I said, I knew about it, but you know, I was saying, well, I know it's Ric Flair. He has to bleed. You got to get that blonde hair blooded, you know, because he's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Mm.
So any
Well,
closing statements, guys? I
congrats to
think.
Ninja.
Yeah.
I was saying congrats to Ninja Panda. Ninja Panda, omedetou gozaimasu.
Arigato.
Yeah. So any final thoughts, amigos? Then kind of wraps up for this episode. I don't believe there's a pay-per-view for AEW until next month, September. So we'll probably get back to the Diving Cutter podcast then. But you know, between now and then, I'm sure we'll do stuff on like Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters and other fighting games. Have Ricky Rocks back on here and stuff like that.
Wait, when is the next? Do you know what date the next pay per view is?
I just know it's in September. I don't know the exact date yet. We're still in that
Like,
place where they have all month to like, you know, announce more matches and whatever.
yeah, because I actually have 2 weeks off. I'll have 2 weeks off in September, so maybe I can actually sit down and watch the pay per view.
There you go. Any closing thoughts there, Johnny?
Okay, all I can say is that the entire pay-per-view was really good. I enjoyed it. Obviously, the last match, you know, with Ric Flair, I don't know. I think there should be limits to that. I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound ageist, but at the same time, I do believe in a part that maybe there should be a limit, like how much older you have to be, like to fight in a wrestling match, because I think the situation with Ric Flair is just something that should never happen ever, ever, ever again at all. I think that's a big liability issue itself. Imagine if something, I don't want to go that route, but imagine if something really bad happened. I think they're going to get in trouble. I mean, let's be honest. That's not a good look for the events, for anything. That's just like no. So yeah, they want to be smart about it. They should definitely never book another match with Ric Flair for everybody's sake.
I think, I can get behind you on that. I think it should be like, if they do have them do some kind of a match, it has to be like maybe something a bit more gimmicky where they don't have to move around as much. Like that final match you were saying, since it was a tag team match, it should have been set up where, like what you guys were saying earlier and what I was thinking myself, where he's outside of the ring, he doesn't get tagged in as much. So that way, and let all the younger guys do all the work, And as Andrade, how do you feel going to go? I'm sorry, I just can't wrap my mind around that one. Sort of like when Andre the Giant, when he was getting, all messed up and he had to and they put him in more tag team matches. They didn't have him in the ring all the time. They would tag him in for a little bit, then he'll tag right back out so he won't overexert himself.
Yeah.
Or, anything like that. They knew his condition and his limitations. That's what they should have done with Ric Flair, regardless if he liked it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, it's Flair. He's gonna be hard-headed and he wants to go out his way. So
Well, he almost did went out his way. But yeah, so that wraps it up, guys. Like I said, we won't have any wrestling ones. Oh, the next one's September 4th for All Out. So obviously, like a week or so before, we'll do our predictions for that. So you let us know how that works for you, Jupi-chan. But other than that, like I said, between now and then, somewhere we'll do a podcast on like Ninja Turtles or other games, so that it's not like dead for a month. You know what I mean? But at least for the wrestling, we'll take a break from that till September. So yeah, on behalf of everyone here, this is Mark Rodriguez here for the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast, the America's #1 cure for insomnia.
And Ninja Panda 1980.
Jupi-chan signing out.
And Johnny Rodriguez.
Yep, see y'all next time.